you have this kind of like mental block and you don't know where to go, what to do, because again, you're so used to shutting down that voice inside you. Maybe a lot of people don't want you to become yourself, to succeed. I slowly lose trust within myself, slowly lose the skill of listening to my inner voice, just simply because I trust other things more than myself. Instead of thinking that we're saving time by doing more, we're wasting more time by doing more, because we're not doing in an act of alignment, we're doing in an act of force. Hey there, Candice here. Today I want to talk about what are you actually supposed to do when you don't really know what to do next. I think this is quite a common question to have when you're in that in-between phase. So when you're kind of shredding the old version of you and trying to jump into a new reality, which is becoming the higher version of yourself. Now, ultimately, the old version of you and the new version of you are gonna do different things, right? And I think for a lot of people, one of the setbacks when it comes to becoming that higher version of yourself is we're not really sure what we're actually supposed to do in order for us to get to that new reality. Why? Because simply in the world that we live in right now, in the reality that we live in right now, we're so used to doing things, right? Just doing things that doesn't even align with who we're trying to be or who we want to be, who we are. At a young age, we're not really given that freedom to choose the path that we want to choose. Some people have the opportunity to explore and dive deeper into what they truly want to do in their life, which is great. But most of us didn't have that opportunity, or we just don't know what we truly want yet in this life. We grew up in a society that always forces us to do something, tries to create a path for ourselves. We're following what other people want us to do or what everyone told us to do. But it's so hard to hear the inner voice inside ourselves, to the point where when it comes to shredding the old self and trying to become that new version of yourself, you have this kind of like mental block and you don't know where to go, what to do next. Because again, you're so used to shutting down that voice inside you, and it's kind of hard for you to get back and listen to your inner guts, because maybe a lot of people don't want you to become yourself, to succeed. They don't want to see you become a baddie and crush all of the L's in this world, right? So that's why in this video I want to share a couple of insights and also tips that helps me try to again slowly listen to my inner voice and really reflect on what I truly want and not what other people has projected onto me or what other people demand for me. I want to strengthen that inner voice within me so that I live my life according to how I want it to play out, according to who I'm supposed to be, not how I want other people to perceive me. Now, before that, I want to talk about how other people's opinion are basically a scam. You can totally disregard every person's opinion. And I know for some people, they said if you want to become that person, then you can listen to their opinion. So if you want to become successful, like your mentor or someone you look up to, then sure, you can listen to their opinion and their ideas, right? And then implement that. But I don't know, maybe this opinion of mine will change in the future. But when I think of making a decision, I want the decision to be truly from within my heart and not based off other people's opinion, even if I admire them and I want to be just like them. Why? Because even though they're at where I want to be, they're still not experiencing what I've experienced in the past. They're not me, essentially. We're two completely different people. So obviously there are gonna be some differences in the opinions of other people and what I think might be right for me. This doesn't mean that you need to be harsh on the people that try to give you opinion even though you didn't ask for it. Hi, I'm currently editing this video right now, and yes, my hair looked different because I recently just got a haircut. I decided to have bangs for now. I love it. But anyways, aside from that, the reason why I want to record this video is because I think I forgot to mention the key point that I was gonna talk about. I think I got a little sidetracked, and I didn't really lay a message on why I think other people's opinion are not valid, at least for you and your specific situation. Now, if you're someone who's a people pleaser, or you're just afraid to be who you truly are because of the fact that people might judge you, or you care about other people's opinion, probably what you haven't realized yet is the fact that the people you think is judging you is not actually judging you, because they have their own perception towards you and towards other people. And that's why you can see there are different beauty standards. Some people prefer to look a certain way, the others maybe prefer another certain look, and that's because they're processing everything from their own perception of life. How you see one thing might not be the same as how other will see a thing. Because again, we all as humans have different experiences, therefore creating different perceptions towards different things. Same applies with the other concept of how your perception towards other is just your perception. If you think someone is a certain way, that's probably a direct manifestation of what you think about that person. And that's why, again, sometimes some people think, oh, person A is scary. Well, sometimes the other group of people might not think person A is scary at all. It's just your mind trying to label everything, where in reality, you can actually shift your perception towards how you see other people. So next time you overthink about different human being, again, just remember that there's no such thing as one perception in this world, meaning that everything doesn't have to just go, someone getting mad at you. It's probably just because they're having a bad day. Or it's probably because your brain wants to think that they're angry, and so you perceive them as being angry, whereas in reality, they're probably not even angry at all. But again, like I said in the beginning of this video, I think because the coming age of not only society putting an expectation on us and how we're supposed to grow up, how we're supposed to be, it's also the fact that we're using our judgment and thoughts less and less every single day, simply because there's a lot of noise in our society nowadays. The biggest example being AI and LLMs, taking away the human skill of making decisions and thinking clearly, thinking from their head, not with the help of others or other things like AI. Now, I don't want to talk too much about AI and what my opinion is towards AI. What I'm trying to say is simply, with AI, it's more like how you view it and how you use it, right? If you view it as a good thing, if you think that it will definitely help you to improve your life, then sure, use AI. But also, just one thing that I noticed within myself, and I think this might also apply to some of you, is that AI is taking away the decision-making process within myself, especially if we overuse it. We try to ask AI about every single little decision that we're trying to make. Whereas, take a look back 10 years ago. Let's jump on that 2016 trend. There's no ChatGPT back then. We still use our brain to make a decision whether or not we should continue on talking with this guy. We ask our friend's opinion, we ask others' opinion, or maybe we try to search on Google, but we don't really rely too much on Google, right? But nowadays, I notice that, again, this applies to me, feel free to take it with a grain of salt. I slowly lose trust within myself and slowly lose the skill of listening to my inner voice, just simply because I trust other things more than myself. I trust the judgment or the voice of, I want to say other people, but other things also, like AI, to make a decision on my life and to help me determine whether or not I should do that thing, whether or not I should go down that path, yada yada yada. So again, that's why I am in the journey of trying to slowly get back to thinking more, dive deeper into my thoughts without any external noise, just me and my thoughts. And again, I'm gonna share with you guys some of the prompts and also tips that help me slowly get back to being truly myself at the core of who I am. If you wanna do it now, then grab a journal, grab a pen, and let's get jotting down. We need to declutter our mind and put our thoughts into a paper so that our brain is not filled in with too much fog, too much noise from everything that has been going on in our life. Now, firstly, when you're in that transition from being your old self to being the person who you want to become, aka the higher version of yourself, you'll notice that you might have an idea on what you want to do on a day-to-day basis and what you want to work on, right? But some things are just not possible yet, simply because you're still living in that old reality. You don't have the resources yet to do the things that your higher self would do. Now, this is where things started to get a little stagnant and you can feel like you're stuck. You don't know what to do. Like, you just don't know how to advance and get to where you want to be. Now, the problem here with our mind and how we're programmed to be is that we're trying to figure out ways that we can be productive or ways that we can get to where we want to be faster, right? Without wasting any time, because time is valuable. We're taught that time is the most valuable thing in this world, and so you can't waste your time. You need to just go, even if you don't really enjoy it, right? But that's basically where the issue lies. Instead of thinking that we're saving time by doing more, we're wasting more time by doing more, because we're not doing in an act of alignment, we're doing in an act of force. And when you're trying to force things, you're gonna get more experiences that will force you rather than align you to who you want to become. So instead of trying too hard thinking about what is the logical step to get to where I want to be, where we want to be is basically just what we want to feel in the future, right? Our goal towards becoming our higher version of ourselves is to feel the emotions that we haven't felt yet now. We want to be rich, then we're not feeling that sense of security now, and that's why we crave wealth, we crave richness because we want to feel secure. We want to have that sense of security. Also, when you're trying to build your business, maybe you're trying to get a sense of freedom. You want to do the things that you actually enjoy. And again, that's probably the feeling that you're not feeling now, and that's why you want to work towards that goal, because you're trying to feel those feelings. Now again, the mistake that a lot of us do is we do things that logically will get us to where we want to be, but it's not contributing to what we want to feel. For example, I want to scale my business, meaning I have to get more leads. So I work every single day towards getting more leads. But in my brain, I think that more leads equal to more success and more security. So I reach out to people every single day, and ultimately down the line, there's going to be a time where I'm burnt out, or not even burnt out, but just tired of reaching out to people and not getting any responses, right? And from there on, I am acting in a form of fear, in a form of self-doubt, not in the form of excitement and joy anymore. I try to chase leads because I'm afraid that I don't have any leads and my dreams wouldn't just come true. Now again, that is simply the issue. Society has literally taught us to do the things that would get you to where you want to be. But when you're acting from fear, from doubt, from anger, from frustration, that's literally what you're gonna attract into your life. So instead, do the things that will bring you the feelings that you want to feel now, whether that be joy, peace of mind, whether you want to feel relaxed, confident. Even if you think it's not contributing to who you want to be, it's actually contributing. It's actually way more powerful than you trying to think rationally and logically about what you're trying to do and hating about it. So in your journal, you want to create an energy list, and I have my journal here. I've done the exercise, so I'm gonna read it from my journal. The first energy list is try to list things that you are interested in, because we want to go back to the core of who we truly are. We want to ask questions that will help us feel the energy that we want to feel. So we put attention in the things that we enjoy, in the things that we are interested in, rather than trying to make everything make sense. During writing all of this list, try to feel the emotions first rather than trying to think it consciously. You're not trying to make it make sense. I just let whatever my subconscious mind thinks flow inside this paper. The energy list consists of writing the things that will bring you the emotions that you want to feel, that will put you in a higher state of frequency. Again, don't put too much logical thought on this. Just write down the things that comes to you naturally, that feels like it's coming from your heart. You don't need to impress anyone here. You don't need to prove anyone anything. The second one is writing down what are you fascinated by? The third one, what are you excited about? The fourth one, what are you enthusiastic about? Fifth one, what do you appreciate? 6, what you admire. 7, what you like. 8, what you love. 9, what you find beautiful. 10, what you find brilliant. 11, what you find euphoric. Now it doesn't have to be a tangible thing, right? It can be also the act of doing things, or the act of feeling something that brings you joy, or just the thought of something brings you joy. Now I'm going to mention a couple of examples from my answer, but if you're still struggling to figure out what it is that you truly like, how to answer all these questions, like maybe you still don't know what is it actually that you're fascinated by, or what is it that you're actually excited about, I want you to take a step back and go on a walk, literally. I want you to declutter your mind and try to listen to your inner thoughts more, and slowly it will be easier for you to write down the answers to these. So when you're going on a walk, you're not just going on a walk for the sake of going on a walk because I told you to go on a walk, and a lot of people tell you to go on a walk because it's healthy for you. But I want you to go on a walk with amazement, gratitude, appreciation, and openness. So amazement meaning you see things that seems normal to you on a day-to-day basis when you're walking, but try to see that normal thing as something that is magical. Like you're a kid just realizing the beauty of something. Like maybe you haven't seen a red tree before in your life. How would you react when that is the first time you've seen a red tree? Try to feel all the amazement, right? Trying to see the beauty in the mundane. You're slowly becoming more present. You're trying to notice things that you haven't noticed before. This also comes to the second point, which is having gratitude and also appreciation towards your life. When you go on a walk, try to have that energy of gratitude within yourself. Be grateful that you can have a walk on a beautiful day. List the things that you are grateful for. And finally, openness, which is something that I love doing, is try to think of the unexpected. Try to think that whenever you do some things, whenever you take, not only when you're going on that walk, try to always open up yourself to any surprises, any opportunity that will come up when you're taking a walk. Not only that, but also in your day-to-day life, whether you're maybe trying to go somewhere that you usually go, for example the gym, it's just going to the gym, right? But try to go to the gym in that openness mentality where you kind of expect something would happen in the gym. Even if it doesn't happen yet, I don't want you to be down and to lose expectation, but just think of it as like having fun, right? Oh, maybe this can happen, maybe that could happen, but maybe it could also not happen. And when it does happen, like, you'll be surprised, because when you are in the state of, again, open and receiving, it's gonna be easier for the universe to open up and give you more things, because you literally just open up yourself to a bunch of other possibilities that you once blocked for yourself. You will slowly start to realize or just notice things that you don't usually notice. In my case, I like watching animes, right? But ever since I started my business and I was in that hustle mentality, like locking in and just trying to grow my business as fast as I could and as big as I could, I have never really watched anime again, because I thought that was just a waste of time. It's not contributing to what I want in my life, which is more success, right? But little do I know, because I really put that restraint within myself, I didn't really notice that anime has actually kind of shifted my perception on life and has actually helped me open up my horizon more and helped me become a more open-minded person. After realizing that that's not a good mentality to have, meaning that just because I think it's not contributing to who I want to be, doesn't mean that I have to let go of it. It's another story if I don't like watching anime and I force myself because I have FOMO or something like that, but I do truly love, and especially the animes that is actually really good and that inspires you or allows you to think bigger or just dream bigger, right? That's the kind of anime that actually helped me grow as a person, and not only that, but also develop a more relaxed and joy state within my day-to-day life. I was going in the belief that anime makes me lazy, like I'm just watching anime because I'm lazy, I don't want to do anything, but it's actually shaping me into a more curious person that wants to learn more and try to widen their horizon. Previously, before watching this anime, I don't really like history. I just saw history as like history, and especially at school we're taught to learn about the dates of something, the name of something, like that doesn't really excite you. But school doesn't really teach us what are the lessons that we can learn from history or what can we take from history. So that itself is blocking my perspective, right? But when I watch the anime, it opens up that part of my mind and I slowly start to enjoy history again, like seeing history in a different perspective, not in a boring class-like perspective, but something that is actually really interesting. So I wrote that down in the interesting list. If I were still back in my old self, where I'm like grinding and just following what other people has taught me to do, like if you want to be successful, you need to log into your room for a year and then you'll see a slight bit of success from there on, right? If I followed that, I probably wouldn't have discovered all of these things that I'm interested in, that I'm fascinated by, that I'm excited about, and I'm just gonna miss out a lot on my life. I'm just gonna probably live my life mostly in a miserable state, in a state that could have gone better. Like I could have felt better, I could have lived life more enjoyable and more present, but instead I'm just focusing on things that I think would make me better, but instead it's just ruining who I am at the core. So yeah, taking a moment to rest and diving into the things that you actually enjoy, that's when I see not only the biggest growth, but the biggest difference also in me as a person and my soul. I slowly become more appreciative, just more happy and more content within my life and myself. And so from there on, I set a goal for 2026 to firstly write reviews for my newly watched series, and also if I read any new books, I want to start to write reviews on it. And you can also definitely do this. So once you do your energy list, you know the things that would make you feel better, then that's going to be the roadmap of what you should achieve, not only in 2026 but also throughout your life. You want to chase the things that felt like excitement, that felt like joy, that felt inspiring to you. Once you figure out the things that brings you all of these emotions, then follow your gut and follow up with yourself. So do the things that you write down in this book. However, because we're always growing, there might be some actions or just some things that doesn't really align with what we read in this journal anymore. And when you feel those misalignment and you don't really like the things that you put in this list before, then just simply come up with a new list. So come up with new things that you're excited about, new things that you're enthusiastic about. If you find certain figure that you admire usually, but you don't necessarily feel that anymore towards that person or towards that thing, then scrap that, make a new list. And this is basically the cycle, trying to always chase the things that brings you in a higher state of frequency rather than trying to bring you down, trying to bring you back to your old self. So again, from this list, not only do I want to write more reviews, I just noticed that writing reviews also put me back in a state where I can just let my mind flow and trust my instinct more, go down into my deeper thoughts, trying to listen to my inner thoughts rather than trying to watch someone else's review. Even if that might be interesting and also good in some cases. In my case, I want to learn how to create my own opinion and my own decision from scratch again. So yeah, that's my main goal for 2026. If you're also interested in writing a summary on whatever things that you are fascinated about, I had an idea about making a journal, kind of like a summary book, where you can jot down any thoughts you have towards something you just learned or a movie you just watched. It's like training how to use your instinct rather than asking ChatGPT or asking other LLMs, what do you think of this book? Write down a summary for this book. The joy and the act of writing a summary itself is already beautiful, so don't try to get rid of that. Let me know what you think about the idea of creating that kind of book. I initially thought about creating like a binder, so it's not restrictive for you to always follow the prompts inside the book. You can select if you want to use the prompt or if you want to use a blank page, and then just try to reorder it there in the binder. And I'll also include some prompts in there. Let me know if this resonates with you, and if yes, I'll try to craft one, and the link is gonna be below if you're interested in following along my journey. I'll share more of my intimate thoughts and what I'm working towards. Basically, I want to create a community for us who's also trying to become a better version of ourselves, because what I realized towards this journey, learning about spirituality and how I actually want to live my life, it can sometimes be a very lonely path, just simply because the people around you, if you're lucky enough, then you can be surrounded with like-minded people. But some of us, or maybe most of us, doesn't have the resources to be around with people who are like-minded. So yeah, it also kind of fuel my inner child dream of just hanging out with people who are like-minded, who are also goal-oriented, who want to become a better version of themselves, who wants to live a beautiful life. So yeah, enough yapping. The other two things that I want to dive deeper into in 2026, and this list might build up over time, but for now, I think of the idea of traveling and experiencing new things very enjoyable. Currently, I live with my parents, but that's based off my own decision. I have lived alone before, and I've experienced the most growth by living myself and also in a different country. So I think after being back with my parents and being here again in my old room, I kind of realized that experiencing new things is actually really interesting. I'm really fascinated by learning about new cultures, learning how to adapt again from scratch, trying new things, like trying to challenge myself. I don't know why, that just excites me. So I'm planning on traveling sometime in the future if I have the resources to. And then finally, I want to always expect a surprise. I want to be very open while also having that gratitude, amazement, and also appreciation towards my life. That means I'm gonna go out more often, walking more often, being in my mind more, meditating more, rather than doing things that I think would bring me to where I want to be, but it's not actually aligned with who I am. So yeah, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this is any helpful for you. This exercise really helps me see my life in a different perspective, and again, help me actually realize what are the things that actually puts me in a higher frequency state. And I hope this could also help you guys too. If you want to have a like-minded community, then join in the description below. Other than that, I'll see you in my next one.